So, if you didn't hear recently, there was a ruling by the United States Supreme Court that essentially was the final blow in a series of three decisions going back to 2013 that essentially got rid of the Voting Rights Act. Now, regardless of what you think of that decision, I think that a lot of people really are having trouble understanding it because it's not something as clear as like Roe v. Wade. You can't put restrictions on abortion, or the 13th Amendment. You can't keep slaves. It's a lot more esoteric, and I've noticed that in times when the Supreme Court rules on something like that, people simplify it, or they try to understand it, but it's just confusing because it's not so clear cut, and a lot of people don't have a good understanding of law and the way courts even work. So I'm just got me thinking, I think everybody should study law to some degree. I think it should be taught in schools mandatorily. I think that people should study it on their own time because it's very useful. I mean, even if you don't want to be a lawyer, obviously, it's still important to study law. I mean, it's immensely practical. If you don't know what the rules and the systems that are governing you, the history of how they've developed, the trends of how they will develop in the future, then you are essentially playing an uneven game against anyone who does know it, all right? I mean, let's say a government, hypothetically, tries to take away your rights. Well, they know all the laws, and if they know all the laws and you know none of them, well, they can make up whatever excuse they want, and you don't really have any recourse. And even if somebody tries to help you, you're still at the mercy of them. I mean, you can't think for yourself if you don't know what you're thinking about. Even any business, I mean, being a business owner, you really need to have a practical understanding of the way of how laws work in order to write and sign contracts and stuff like that, taxes and food safety laws, all of that. But I think everybody, they should study law, the history of law, and the future of law in the country where they live, maybe even other countries. I mean, you don't have to get super specialized, but like, for example, everyone should know, I think everyone in their life who lives in America should read the Constitution at least once, and ideally know all the amendments, even if not in order, just know what the amendments do, not just a summary, but actually read them and actually look in depth into what they mean. I think that people should know the top Supreme Court cases, maybe just like the top 50 Supreme Court cases. I mean, this is not something you have to do right now, but as a lifelong thing, as an American, you should know the top Supreme Court cases. You should know the background and their effects. You should understand the differences between state and federal law. You should understand the laws in your state that govern your area of work. You should understand the Constitution, its amendments. You should understand the progress we've made in this country. You should understand the backsliding we've made in this country. You should understand the future of where we're going in this country when it comes to law. And, I mean, maybe you can make a difference. You don't have to be a lawyer to get a law changed. I mean, you just have to believe in it and get the word out. So, yeah, that's why I think everyone should study the law at least a bit. That's why everyone should follow the Supreme Court. I think should try to just try to understand legal language. So next time on the radio, you're listening to a new Supreme Court decision that is not so clear cut, that is a bit more esoteric. You know what the heck they're talking about, and you know how it affects your life. And if it affects your life negatively, you know what you can do to change it. So yeah, that's it.